A slammed palace door, a lone military drum echoing through Edinburgh barracks, and a royal aunt who refuses to drop the sword until the heir learns to carry it spend 10 secret minutes with the Windsors as holiday calm turns blood-red dramatic. They say you can tell the temperature of Windsor Castle by the speed of the footman, and tonight those wingtips were skidding on crimson carpet. Somewhere behind the gilded paneling a 74-year-old princess had just ended a call with her private secretary, clicked off the line, and inhaled sharp enough to whiten 2 lilies in their vase. "If he lives 3 minutes away, why am I still pinning medals?" she hissed, no need to name the he. Everyone in that echoing corridor knew she meant the man destined to be king, her nephew, Prince Wiliam, currently spooning honey across toast in Adelaide Cottage while the Princess Royal studies the marching order sheets for the Royal Edinburgh military tattoo rehearsal she will headline on the 30th of July. Buckingham staff call it the taper, that frantic fortnight when diaries crash into summer recess like cymbals. Most royals flee early. His Majesty is already at Balmoral, air thinner, chemo schedule lighter, stag antlers looming over breakfast kippers. Catherine packed board games and children's sun hats into the Range Rover before Wiliam could decide which fly rod to strap to the roof. Only stoic Anne, circled her final engagement in red ink, sharpened a pencil, and muttered that the monarchy's engine does not stall just because the countryside smells of heather. She could have refused, no one would begrudge the woman who clocked 457 duties last year a few extra days on deck of a Scilly Isle schooner. Instead she laced her boots for Redford Barracks, Edinburgh, rehearsals for the tattoo, where pipes will shriek against castle ramparts and a lone piper will salute her with a note pitched between grief and glory. And his patron, guardian, beating military heart. She never forgets what tattoo really means, do den tap toe, turn off the taps, time for soldiers to quit the alehouse and return to barracks. Tonight her irritation with Wiliam sounds exactly like that ancient call, switch off the leisure, get back to duty. The gripe isn't sudden. Courtiers trace it to a spring morning in the quadrangle. Investiture Day. 86 honorees waited beneath chandeliers to receive MBEs and knighthoods. They expected the Prince of Wales, resident of Windsor Estate, champion of service, to drape the ribbons. But the man in crimson sash was again, stomach growling through her second ceremony, nails trimmed shorter than cavalry reins because she'd personally refastened a misaligned clasp on a cancer nurse's medal 20 minutes earlier. Later, the press office logged gratitude letters, one in crayon from a schoolboy honored for bravery. The note found Anne's desk, William's name appeared nowhere in the day's paperwork. Publicly she smiles, privately she fumes. The bread and butter jobs, school openings, long service badges, ribbon snips at flood defense pumps are monarchy fertilizer. Without them the crown withers into ornamental brass. And learned that in the 70s, shoestringing engagements across Britain's forgotten rail towns while her brothers charmed gala crowds. She believed Wiliam understood, but whispers now say the future king's schedule smells increasingly of headline gloss, earthshot podiums, AI roundtables, white tie state dinners. Essential, yes, but Anne argues essential grows from ordinary. Miss the root work and the bloom dies. At Adelaide Cottage the mood, insiders insist, is baffled not belligerent. Wiliam points at calendar columns, 22 engagements in June, 16 with community groups, countless hours in strategy meetings for homelessness initiative homewards. He reminds the courtiers that Catherine's medical horizon still flickers uncertain, family time is armor. Yet even his own protection officers concede the optics, when and is striding under Scottish drizzle in khaki mac while the Wales's kayak decide rapids, headlines sharpen themselves. Tension ripples outward. Staffers whisper about Operation Balance, a proposed reshuffle that would move 2 investiture days each month onto William's plate come autumn. The king, hearing arguments, reportedly tapped a biro against diary margins, sighed, and murmured, "Show me numbers and optics, not tempers." Translation: prove public approval needs the switch, or stop knocking on my library door. Behind Anne's irritation flickers genuine fear. She watched the Commonwealth wobble during her mother's twilight, Ireland's voting republic, polls sagging. Bread and butter duties glue the sceptred nation. If the heir apparent appears selective, the glue thins. In older days such concerns stayed locked in red boxes, but the digital era leaks every raised eyebrow. When a palace flunky snarked that Wiliam can't knight from a paddleboard, The quote skittered across WhatsApp chat rooms faster than royal press officers could prepare denial drafts. Now fold in the summer exodus. Balmoral isn't just holiday, it's diagnostic. Doctors attend discreetly, tracking Charles's blood counts. Should intravenous drips replace grouse shootings in the diary, Regency rumors ignite. And soldier steel mind scouts ahead. If Wiliam must assume more sovereign load at flash notice, he had better be matchfit, and matchfit is measured in investitures, not Instagram likes. An Edinburgh rehearsal might seem footnote duty to outsiders, but to Anne it is final audit. Every salute, every drumline pivot, every Maori haka beat threads the royal standard through living muscle, proving monarchy's promise to honour service, home and abroad. She intends to stand on that esplanade, clipboard in hand, then drive 6 hours overnight to Balmoral, still wearing parade polish on boots, and present her brother with a report thicker than a grouse-breeding ledger. Somewhere near the concluding paragraph will lurk a line, recommend increased Heir involvement in core ceremonial. Up in Decide Pine Air, Wiliam will skim the pages while Charlotte refastens her pony's girth and Louis builds a twig fortress. He may sigh at paragraphs enumerating his absence, feel bristle at the suggestion his phoning in royalty. But he remembers Afghanistan ramp ceremonies, coffins lined in silent dusk, and Anne standing beside him without cameras as cold wind lifted the flag edges. She was 59 then, boots buffed the same. Respect is residue. What worries courtiers is Catherine's reaction. She respects Anne, admires her work ethic, but guards William's mental load like the proverbial lioness. 3 children need father, not photo silhouette, she quietly tells friends. To which Anne might retort that 3 children inherit duty measured in centuries. The tension crosses gender, age, even monarchy models, streamlined Windsor PR machine versus Ironhoof public service cavalry. On the 25th of July, the Royal Media Centre uploaded a single-sentence line: "The Princess Royal will attend a rehearsal for the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo at Redford Barracks, the 30th of July. No flourish, no embedded video, just an obligation like steady heartbeat." Yet the message thumped inside the palace like kettle drum, and is the last royal on post, the gate closer, the thunder after flash. William's aides scanned comments. Beneath polite emojis a sharper sentiment emerged: if a septuagenarian can still turn out, why is the next king already fishing? Some palace cynics predict a deft compromise. In August Wiliam will quietly add autumn investiture slots to his planner, Anne's camp will nod, and the press will capture a smiling duo at September's Highland Games, scandal diffused. But others sense a deeper undercurrent. And, shaped by old-school stoicism, demands visible graft. Wiliam, molded by mental health advocacy, prizes balance. Both interpret duty, but through different prisms. Their clash may preview the monarchy's coming pivot. Can a 1,000-year institution modernize without sacrificing the grunt work that forged its legitimacy? The answer may echo from Edinburgh's ramparts when mast pipes roar under floodlights and Princess Anne steps forward to inspect the final formation. Cameras will linger on her weathered smile, the set of her shoulders, the slightest tightening around her eyes as the drums roll. She'll remember her first tattoo visit aged 13, mother at her side, Highland dusk smelling of gunpowder and baked sugar. 6 decades later the burden endures, and she still shows up, because showing up is 80% of monarchy. Back at Windsor, a lamp may flicker alive in Adelaide Cottage as Wiliam scrolls footage of those same drums on a silent tablet, children dozing upstairs, Catherine tracing holiday photos into albums. He may feel the weight of Aunt Anne's glare even from 400 miles. Perhaps he'll close the screen, walk to the window, and watch mist drift over the long walk, hearing phantom bagpipes in the dark, sensing future expectations knocking like knuckles on stained oak. Dynasties don't mutate overnight, they accrete conversation by conversation, duty by duty. The tattoo rehearsal is one piece. Autumn's investiture rota will be another. Add a cancer-shadowed king, a public hungry for relevance, and a princess who refuses to loosen her bun until the heir rolls up his sleeves, and you have combustive potential. Sunlit Scottish summers mask the fuse, autumn winds may fan it. Where do you stand? Is Princess Anne right to prod the Prince of Wales toward more bread-and-butter grind, or should Wiliam preserve energy for the apex role barreling toward him? Drop your verdict below. This channel's comment scroll is livelier than a tattoo drumline after lights out. While you're there, strike the like button Lycan's cavalry spur, and subscribe so the next whisper reaches you before the tabloids splash it in 72-point font. The palace gates will soon swing shut for recess, but inside Balmoral's granite heart the future is being sketched in pencil strokes, some by a princess wielding military ferocity, some by an heir balancing fatherhood on a castle parapet. Come mid-August, the pencils will sharpen again, and we'll be here to decode every stroke.